Hey guys, yet another DynaGlow video. This is some sliced up pork loin, and I'm going to season this up, some sauce and other things, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Had quite a bit of fat on it, and I cut it off the meat, but I want the flavor to be in the finished dish, so to speak. So I cut it into strips and chunks, and I left it in here so that it will keep the part that I'm going to eat moist and flavorful. So I'm going to grab some seasonings and we'll get this spiced up and then into the smoker. Okay, so I have about 2.5 pounds of meat in here, and I cut up a stick of butter. I'm going to use some pure maple syrup. And this was bought locally at a farm market. If all my maple trees weren't dying, I may have tried this myself. Making maple syrup, that is. And then I'm going to use a liberal amount of this hickory brown sugar. It's not as liberal as I thought. And this is something new that I'm going to try in place of some other ingredients that I would normally use. And this is Heinz Memphis Sweet and Spicy. So the sweet's going to go with pretty much everything else I put in there. And I'd like to kick it up a little bit. So I'm not going to overdo it with this because I'm not sure how this is going to taste, since I've never really used it before. Okay, so I've almost said that's it for the spices, but it's not. I'm going to cut up an onion and put it in here, and then I'm going to sprinkle the entire top with garlic. I'm going to poke holes through the side of this pan to allow the smoke to get into it, and then I'm going to cover the top fairly tightly with tin foil because I want this to be very, very moist and flavorful, so to speak. I don't want the flavor going out through the chimney of the smoker. So we'll be right back. Okay, so here it is with the onion and the garlic, and it's granulated garlic, so that's what that powdery stuff is. I've poked the holes, and the only thing additionally I would normally add to this would be half a cup of apple juice. But right now I'm at the New York house and I forgot to bring it with me. So we're going to get this covered up with some tin foil and we're going to put it on the smoker and we'll be back. Alright guys, got the DynaGlow fired up. As I said, we're up in New York right now, so we have a different backdrop, but we're getting ready to get this going. It is 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time, USA, and it is January 3rd, 2021. Yay! So I'm going to close this up and let this get going. And I have enough. Oh, I'm using hardwood briquettes and apple wood for this smoke. So I'm going to get this closed up, and we'll be back in an hour or two to see how things are progressing. I expect this, because I cut them pretty thin, to probably take 4 hours, and I really think this is going to turn out awesome. This smoker is kind of thin-walled, so it does take a little more hands-on than some expensive smokers. But for the price and for what I've already made in this, and I haven't made a video on everything I've cooked in this. Yeah, I had to do a couple of mods, regulate airflow and so forth to keep the temperatures where I wanted them. But for what I invested, I really don't have any complaints. So let's get this going and we'll be back. Alright guys, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes or so. We should be well over 200 degrees. We're about 225. So let's take a peek and see how things are doing. And we're going to fog up the lens. Take a look. Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, that is looking awesomeness. And dang nabbit, it's cold out. It's snowing pretty well despite the sizzle. Actually, it's not that cold though. It's like 28 degrees. So let us take another peek. And that's really coming along well. So we're going to let this go probably another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then I'll plate it up and we'll be back. Hang in there, guys. Well, there it is. The pork, the quasi-baked potato, and I didn't... Hey, the dog wants in on the video and I'm not going to let him. The carrots and green beans. So I've already sampled this a little bit, and I'm here to tell you that this DynaGlow just, I'm not going to say that you can't do this on anything but the DynaGlow, but the DynaGlow definitely gets it done. So you guys have a great Sunday night, and there'll be more vids. We'll talk soon. Take care, y'all.